Welcome back to the Talking Apron. I'm Ann Bernardin. I am a nutrition educator, diabetes prevention coach, home cook, but more importantly, your guide to better eating, better food choices, small changes, a little bit at a time, so you can be on your path to a healthier way of life that will affect your long-term health and hopefully to prevent type 2 diabetes. So, does it look a little spooky in the background if you're watching on YouTube? Pick this particularly. I know I always record to a black screen, but this is today we're going to be uncovering this bold and fragrant and sometimes mysterious bulb. It's the world of garlic. And this little bulb, if it could talk, it would say, I'm more than a flavor booster. I'm a health powerhouse. And it's also a history buff stream when you take a look at the history of where garlic has shown up in history. And maybe it can even be your new best friend in the kitchen. So go ahead and go grab your cuppa or tie on an apron, sharpen that knife. Let's go on a garlic adventure. And we are going to get some tasty tips, a little bit of vampire myths, and even some garden magic. So, is garlic your friend or a foe to vampires and to blood sugar? And garlic has been captivating humans for thousands of years. It's been used in medicine, it's been used in seasoning, and it's even been used as a shield to evil. And that's where the vampire lore comes in. Back in medieval Europe, people believed garlic could ward off the undead. The smell was thought to be so powerful that it could change all kinds of dark forces. Now, I don't know about vampires, truly don't know if that's just lore. But if we're talking about warding off poor blood sugar control and inflammation, absolutely. Garlic may just have some magic in it after all. Now, what makes garlic so special, especially for those of us watching our blood sugar? Well, it's rich in this compound called allicin, Allicin. It's a sulfur compound, and it gives garlic its signature smell and many of its health benefits. Now, it's been shown to lower blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and even improve insulin sensitivity. It is a big win for diabetics or anybody who's trying to prevent diabetes. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a side note on allicin, one that I'm very, very familiar with. You see, I don't eat garlic because of the sulfur compound. My body doesn't digest it very fast. It digests it very slowly. And for those of you out here who have the same thing happening in your body, it's not an allergy, it's not a reaction, it's just our body has trouble with sulfur sometimes. And what occurs is my skin will smell of garlic. My breath, I will breathe garlic for days. So for those of you, and I also get headaches. You know, back in the day when I was in college and I would perhaps go to that fraternity keg party and have a few too many beers, but eat some really great pizza at the same time. In the morning, I used to think it was the beer that was giving me a headache. But alas, it wasn't. As I aged and started eating and noticing how my body reacted, don't give me those great Chinese restaurant garlic-infused green beans. Forget it. You don't want to be near me for days. So that's another little tip about garlic. But let's get back to what you're really interested in. Now, garlic has virtually no carbohydrates, and that's key to managing blood sugar. But how much do we actually use? Are we going to be using a cup of garlic? No. But it's kind of nice to know that we can add a flavoring to our meals that have no carbs. Because if you look at the sauces out there, 5 carbs, 8 carbs, 15 carbs for 2 tablespoons. So garlic is one of those easy add-ins to give you flavor, and then it won't add any of the additional carbohydrate boosts or glucose into your bloodstream. So that's great. Now, garlic also contains vitamin B6, vitamin C, manganese, and selenium. Okay, these are important nutrients. You know, we need our vitamins and minerals. So we need our micronutrients in addition to the macros. The macros are protein, fat, and carbohydrates. The micros are the vitamins and minerals. So we want to get them any which way we can. Now, the next time you toss a clove of garlic into your stir fry or you rub it on your roast chicken, just know you're doing more than seasoning. You're supporting your health in a really, really smart way. So let's go back and get into a little bit more of the history of garlic. Yeah, I am a little bit of a history nut, but only when it comes to foods. So garlic's past. Picture this. Ancient Egypt. Workers building the pyramids were given garlic daily to keep up their strength and stamina. Garlic was even found buried in King Tut's tomb. And then you have the Greeks and Romans. They followed suit, feeding garlic to their soldiers and athletes, including before the Olympics. That's right. And in China and India, garlic has long been used in traditional medicines to support digestion and circulation. And get this, during World War I and II, where antibiotics were scarce, garlic was used as a natural antiseptic over wounds. So garlic has been used for centuries by humans. Now, so we've found out a little bit about its history. Let's get into how to grow, store, and use garlic in our kitchens. Do you want to feel super empowered? Grow your own. It's ridiculously easy. You don't need a green thumb. You don't need a huge garden. Just a patch of dirt or a larger pot, a few garlic cloves, and patience. And here's how you do it. In the fall, you break apart a bulb into the individual cloves. Now, grocery store bought is fine. You're going to plant them with the pointy side up. Again, in the fall, about 2 inches deep and 4 to 6 inches apart. And then come spring, you will see green shoots coming up, and by early summer, you'll have fully harvested garlic bulbs. Homegrown magic. And speaking of homegrown garlic, it's a little bit sweeter, and the smell isn't as pungent. Now let's talk about storing. Fresh garlic can sit at room temperature in a dry, ventilated space for weeks, sometimes months. What does that mean, ventilated space? It means don't keep it in plastic. Don't keep it contained. That's why you see it in mesh bags. Now, what happens when you go ahead and chop garlic? Maybe you use 3 or 4 cloves, then you look at the recipe and it calls for 2, or you decide to cut the recipe in half. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to take that chopped garlic, you're going to put it in some olive oil, and you're going to freeze it. You can put it in ice cube trays. 1 cube, instant flavor. That's how you can do some prepping ahead and be more efficient. Now, you're not going to refrigerate bulbs because it actually causes that sprouting like you've planted it in the fall. So here's another little tip. When you smash garlic and leave it on the counter for at least 10 minutes, that's going to let that allicin compound, great health benefits, come out and shine. Here's a second tip. Roast a whole garlic in the oven. Roast the whole thing. You're going to cut the tips off. You're going to drizzle it with olive oil. You're going to wrap it in foil, 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. Spreadable, sweet, caramelized garlic gold. You can add it to hummus. You can put it in soups. You can mash it into mashed cauliflower for a savory twist. Lots of things you can do for that nice caramelized garlic when you roast it. All right, we're taking a commercial break here. This is a very exciting offer I've come to have for you. I have started a membership for all of you who want to stay connected monthly. And if you've been part of the Talking Apron for a while now, you know that I was a high school nutrition teacher, and I became a type 1 diabetic during that time. And I was so thankful I had the knowledge about nutrition during that chaotic, overwhelming time, and it saved me in many, many ways. And now over the years, whether I'm asked in person or online for help, I've always given it. Always. And now I'm giving as much as I can in the form of the Talking Apron membership called Kitchen Table Talk. And what is that, you ask? Well, it's the place to go online whenever you want to be a part of a community that wants to use food to improve your health, whether it's due to a diabetes diagnosis or, frankly, you just want to eat better. I've launched Kitchen Table Talk to be a community for women. Okay, men, it's okay if you want to be involved. But women, if you are ready to turn your kitchen into a confidence-building, blood sugar balancing sanctuary, and if you've ever wished for more nutrition information about foods to understand diabetes better, weekly meal inspiration, becoming more efficient with your meal prep, even having live question and answer chats with me or recipe swaps, this is the place you'll want to go. A place where there are a group of amazing other folks that want to take the same road where you belong in this membership. And as a founding member, you get to give input, suggestions on what would be helpful to live out your dreams or goals, to eat better, to be healthier, all from your home. All right, before you join, if you join before June 30th and you become a founding member, the price is just $23.99. It's going to go up to $49.99 on July 1st. But for you, our founding members, now, I'm only taking 20. For you, the price will be the same for as long as you are a member. So, you ready to go ahead and join, be a part of our Kitchen Table Talk? DM, put it in comments, Table Talk. Reach out. I'll send you more information and the link to find out. Now, let's get back to garlic and more into that flavor. Here's what I hope you take away today. Garlic isn't just an ingredient. It's a tool. It's a tool for better health, for simple cooking, and for reclaiming joy in the kitchen. So we talked about it. It's without adding sugar or carbs. It supports heart health, which matters a lot, and it has a rich history. So let's talk about some garlic-inspired recipes. And if you're not ready to join Table Talk, wander over to the Facebook group called Health Habits and Hope, and you will find the recipes I'll be talking about there. So here we go. Here are some garlic-inspired recipes. First, you have the garlic roasted vegetables. And you are going to take 2 cups, carrots, bell peppers, zucchini, 4 garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, salt and pepper. You're going to heat that oven nice and hot to 400. You're going to take all those vegetables. You'll put them in a plastic bag or a bowl. You're going to mix it with the garlic and toss in the olive oil, salt, and pepper. You're going to shake it, mix it, get those vegetables nice and coated with olive oil. Then you're going to spread on a baking sheet. You may want to line it with parchment paper or not, and you're going to roast for 25 to 30 minutes. Remember to stir halfway through. All right, second up is a garlicky lemon chicken, and that's 2 chicken breasts with 3 garlic cloves, 1 lemon juiced, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and some salt and pepper. And again, we're going to marinate the chicken in the lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic for about 30 minutes. Toss. Then we're going to throw it on the grill or pan sear until it's fully cooked, which is about 6 to 7 minutes per side. Next, we have that garlic hummus. All right, we're going to take 1 can of chickpeas. Make sure you drain them and rinse them. We want to get that canned flavor kind of out of there. Now, there are 2 options to do for here. One, you can smash up and then dice 2 cloves of garlic, or you can take a tablespoon of that roasted garlic that you've done, a half a cup of tahini. Now, what is tahini? Tahini is sesame seed butter. So like you have almonds, almond butter, walnuts, walnut butter, peanuts, peanut butter, tahini. Okay, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, some olive oil, salt and pepper to taste. Now, you're going to be blending all these ingredients. Of course, hummus smooths down, and then you're going to be eating it on vegetables, or what I like to do is put some really good Ezekiel bread in the air fryer in strips, and then I have some really good, my own type of crunchy crackers, and easy to serve either for part of your main meal, or you can have it as an appetizer. Then we have the garlic sauteed spinach. Super easy. You're going to be putting the olive oil in the pan. You're going to be adding the garlic, and you know that spinach cooks very quickly. So you want to make sure the garlic doesn't burn. So you've got to be right there at the stove with it when it happens. It's not one of these you can set and forget. So you're going to be tossing the oil and the garlic, infuse the garlic flavor in the oil, throw in the spinach, keep stirring because the spinach will cook very, very quickly. And that's it. That's the episode today on garlic. Now, as we close, and because we're in the Talking Apron kitchen, you know, every time you use a clove of garlic, think of the story that you're telling. Who are you with? Why are you creating that meal? So remember that this story, each story you have starts with you. It's the small changes when you eat, shop, cook, all add up over time. You become a healthier version of you. So thanks for hanging out with me today on the Talking Apron podcast. Now, if you loved today's episode, share it with a friend, leave a review, help others find this podcast and start their own food adventure journey. Until next time, make a small change. A small change. Keep on cooking, keep on caring for yourself, and remember, you can do it. Bye for now.